Hey y'all, Paramotor here on this really shitty day. Figured I'd take the opportunity to do something a little bit more chill and talk to you guys about my new helmet setup. Here's the bike. She's dirty. She's sitting in the garage. I'm not going to be making any motovlogs today because of the shitty weather, but I might go for a ride anyway, put her in wet mode. But today I want to talk to you guys about my new helmet setup. My helmet setup has been pretty janky since I've started. Mainly due to the fact that I don't have anything planned. Honestly, like I was still testing out helmet setups and everything, so like I was doing everything really temporary, so everything was taped on here. I used to have my GoPro right here on this spot right here, and then I'd have the mic cable stuck out the side, taped onto the side to right here, and then I had my mic on this side taped on. So it was a pretty janky setup, but it worked for like 30 some videos. But what I decided to do is I decided to make things a little bit more permanent, but with a caveat. The fun thing about the GoPro Hero 6 is that the camera itself is waterproof, but all of the connections and everything are not. So what you have to do is take into account if you get rained on, you basically have to stop motovlogging with the GoPro Hero 6, and you have to take this thing off, which is your mic adapter, your external mic adapter, because it's $50 and it's not waterproof, and I don't have $50 to be spending every time I get rained on, so it has to be temporary. What I've done is I have actually mounted everything with Velcro. Like I said, the setup has to be, I wanted it to be better, but it also needs to be better to the point where it needs to also be basically temporary, where you can rip everything apart. So I figured I'll show how I set up everything to be able to be ripped apart by putting it together, I guess. I'm gonna have to do this with one hand because I'm holding the camera, but I've used Velcro, just whatever Velcro from the store. You can get this at like any hardware store. This is the fuzzy side. I got fuzzies on this part as well as this part, and what I've done is I've made it so it's kind of like temporarily permanent. It's also easy to be ripped off, and all the Velcro should secure this to the helmet better than the gaffing tape that I was using. If you don't know what gaff tape is, it's basically like it looks like duct tape, but it's softer, it's more cloth-like. It's, you know, not really that great for this application, but it works for so long. And I've used the only thing I really added to my setup is this. This is a USB-C connection. It's a USB-C male connection to USB-C female. And what I've done is I've actually used this to extend this. And I have not tested it out yet, but I think it's going to work out pretty well. What this will do is it'll make this, if you watch my videos, you'll see that I had about a week of downtime because my last one of these broke and I didn't have a spare. So what I've been trying to do is basically mount this stuff to a point where it's not going to move, which will mean it'll take less stress and it should last longer. I've used this Velcro here, so I got a piece here, a couple of the other sides here, as well as right here. So what I have it mounted to do is I'm going to take this basically has nothing set up on it. It's basically set up right now where you can see my mic cable hanging out from it, but this helmet is basically clean at this point. So it's not set up for motovlogging. And that's really the point. Like, if I don't feel like having all this stuff hanging on it, I want to be able to take it off for more reasons than just, you know, it's rainy and shitty out like it is today. So I'm going to mount this, and we're going to leave that hanging there for a second. Then we're going to take the USB-C female end, hook it up through here, as you see it come out. I'm sorry if the camera's shaky. Like I said, I'm doing this with one hand. And I'm going to connect these. Hold on. Almost got it. Okay. So now it's connected here. And then I'm going to hook it on down here to the other side of the Velcro. I will say that the Velcro it doesn't like to stick onto the small side of the GoPro adapter. I might have to actually glue it. But the purpose of the setup is to get rid of all the tape. So I was using a lot of tape. It looked really shitty. I don't really want to use it anymore. So this is the mic cable. The mic is still rung up. It's actually on the inside of the nose of this helmet. And then this is my USB-C cable. It'll come over to this side. And I have Velcro on the cable itself. It's Velcro on the side here. And then, so you can see this. It's almost like a Walterific setup. And then it comes down through here. And then here is where my camera typically mounts. So as you can see, it's not really the sleekest, but it's a lot better than what it was. If I can, I'll put up a picture of how it was. It was pretty shitty. This is like a helmet style 2.0. So what this will do is it'll plug in like that, and it kind of hangs out a little bit. As you can see, the wire hangs out a little bit, but I mean, the GoPro also hangs out a little bit as well. So I mean, it's going to stick out a tad. You can't really get away with it fully, but this is my setup now. It's a work in progress. All this stuff is a work in progress, but I mean, it's a lot better if you take a look at it. It's almost like it almost reminds me of like a, not really Walterific, but I guess it does a little bit. If you look at it, I just kind of set up right here. This should basically be shielded from the wind as well as secured on the helmet. Like, I don't think that's really going anywhere, you know. I think the ridges will help it. And then my mic cable runs down the back. I might find a way to secure this as well. Maybe a little bit of Velcro on that as well, like I did with the cable right here. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty good, to be honest with you. I'll tell you how it runs. You know, if I have any problems with it and whatnot. This helmet's great because it's about needing to be replaced. So I'll just do whatever I want with it. I got stickies all over it. I got mounts on it. I'm probably going to experiment with a chin mount eventually. I need to figure out a good way to mount it on here. I have not seen a great way. Possibly moldable glue, but that's not going to be anytime soon. I'm probably going to run this the way it is for now. And the great thing about it is that you can take this apart really quick. You know, so this is plugged into the side of the GoPro, which I have in my hand now. If it starts raining, all I gotta do, unplug it, come up here. These can basically stay together. Unplug the mic, grab this, undo that. Got a little hung up there, but now I have almost no setup now. All I had to do is tuck that mic wire under, and I'm done. And if it rains, it literally took me, what, 5 seconds? So that's the whole purpose of this, is to kind of be temporarily permanent. I'm pretty stoked about it, to be honest with you. I think it's a pretty good setup. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys would do differently. Let me know if you have any tips for the chin mount setup, because I think just about everybody uses that now. Although I do like the side mount. I think it gives a good view, and it also kind of obscures the speedometer section of the bike pretty well. And you know, if anybody gets froggy, I don't want them to be looking at my speedometer and knowing how fast I'm going on roads, because you pass speed limit signs and then you can look down at the speedometer and, you know, go from there. I don't really want to get in any trouble, so I kind of like the side mount, but I am open to the chin mount setup. Anyway, please make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, throw me a comment if you like it. Please throw me a comment if you got some suggestions. Anyway, that's my helmet setup 2.0. Thanks for watching. Deuces.